we've obviously got a bubble problem here. So we're going to have to get a vacuum pump and degas this stuff. I'm going to forge on with this. So we got the tops poured. Way too many bubbles in these, I think, to actually use them in production, but we'll see. That's okay. This was just kind of testing to see if I could actually pull this off. And I sort of did, but we'll go get a vacuum pump from Harbor Freight. The cap was kind of hard to get off because I used mold release. Probably should have used the Vaseline, but ultimately came off, and you can still see the design on the face of the die there. Keys work. Still lines up. I don't know, maybe usable. You win some, you lose some, kids. Most of the time, you're gonna lose if you do it my way. All right, kids, so we screwed up our molds. Got too much air in them. So I got this vacuum pump. This is a cheap automotive one from Harbor Freight. So it's their brand. They do make bigger pumps, but this is more than enough. We need a vacuum chamber to get these silicone molds right. Tried a couple different methods that obviously didn't work. So we're gonna use this old pressure cooker I've got. Modify it a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in here and show you what I'm talking about, but actually it's gonna work out pretty good, I think. Just a few minor modifications, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Got a few different things that we're gonna have to modify here. This little valve on the top generally has a weighted object that goes on a basically pressure relief area. Same thing for this little doodad here. Pressure relief probably wouldn't be an issue, but we're very likely just going to drill that out, fill it in with a nut and a bolt. This little plastic valve here. Am I getting that in the shot? No. All right. So this little plastic valve here, it's going to come right out pretty easily, or rubber valve. Pops right out. Got very fortunate with that because my little valve here, pressure relief valve, shut-off valve, it's going to fit right down in there. We'll secure that with a nut. And then we got a quick connect for the air hose. I'm going to try to just use hose off of a air compressor. And this will plug into our vacuum pump here, hopefully. So we got to probably drill this out a little bit, drill the center out for sure to get a nut down in there and close that off. Let's get to it. We got that center hole drilled out, and fortunately this little doodad over here came out in two pieces pretty easy. So we're not going to have to drill that hole out. You could weld these, I guess. You don't want to see me try to weld aluminum. Or you could put some epoxy in there, some JB weld. At some point, I may, if I decide to order one, get a vacuum gauge, rather. So I'm trying to leave these at least not permanently closed, so that if I decide to attach a valve, maybe here or over here. So we'll try some silicone. I do have a few O-rings, but I think they're way too big to fit on there. That one might work. We'll try that, see what happens. But anyway, we need to just get a decent seal here. So we'll probably do a liberal application of silicone on this. Get it all over my fingers, which will be nice. I love having this on me. It feels great. And this is just to help, hopefully, make a better seal on this. So we're going to put this one in here, this one here with a lock nut on the back. Got my valve. It's going to go on this hole up front. Secure it in the back with this little piece. I don't have a nut that fits on here great, and this will work fine. I got a bunch of random air parts, so we'll put this together and we'll be back. Got our valve and our quick fitting on there. Got the nuts in the holes to fill those up. And I did put it on, and it does seem to be holding the vacuum pretty well. However, the lid will not completely close because this nut over here is interfering with this on the bottom. So I'm going to cut that off with a Dremel, and then we'll do a final test. So that fits. And slid on there no problem. So let's try this. This one right here is pulling air. So we'll have to do some reconfiguring on that one. But it is holding a vacuum to some degree. As you can see. So, right. In practice, the theory worked. Just kind of play around with some of the seals on here. But we're getting there.